Hi, I'm John Galloway. Today I'm going to show you how to download, install, and configure Visual Studio 2017 Community Edition. Let's get started. I'm going to start by going to visualstudio.com, and right on the home page you'll see there's a download button for Community, Professional, and Enterprise. I want to show you one other thing though. If I click on this free Visual Studio button up in the upper right, it'll take me to another page that has the Visual Studio Community download as well as free team services, Visual Studio Code, and also Dev Essentials. So definitely look into that. This includes free training, free Azure credits, and additional downloads you can get. So definitely worth looking at, and that's free. But I'm going to go back to the home page and download Visual Studio Community. Now, this is a very lightweight installer. You should see this download very quickly. Once I've saved this, I can either go and just open it up in my Downloads folder or click Run. So this is, as I said, a very quick bootstrap installer. And the first thing it's going to have me do is select the different workloads that I'm going to be building. Now, these are geared towards different types of development. So in this case, I'm going to customize mine for web development with ASP.NET. And I also want to scroll down and I'm going to check off .NET Core for cross-platform development. So, take your time and look through some of these different types. There's game development. There are different types of game development. I could check off Unity, and it's going to have Unity integration, as well as up at the top here, I could select .NET desktop development. So I can fine tune those. As I make those changes, you'll see the install size changes, and it's figuring out what the install weight is depending on which workloads I select. I can also go in and fine tune specific features. So after I've selected those workloads, I can turn on and off optional features, and I can customize where it installs to. In this case, I'm going to install to the default location, so I'll select Install. So now it's going to start downloading and installing the different workloads and features I've selected. Depending on which features and workloads I've picked, it can take several minutes to complete. So I recommend that you pause this video and come back when your install completes. When it's done, I could just click on the Launch button here to run Visual Studio, but I want to show you this Modify option. I can go in and rerun this installer at any time to change the workloads and features I've got installed. So if you have second thoughts now or later, if you want to go through and change things, you can. I also want to show you that you can have multiple side-by-side installs. So I may have Enterprise for my work and Community for game development on the side, for instance. So once it starts up, you'll see the start screen, and the start screen has some links for things to get you started, tutorials, news, etc. I'm going to sign in with a Microsoft account. I recommend doing this because it'll keep track of your settings across multiple installs, and it helps keep track of things like subscriptions. So that's all you have to do to log in, and now it's going to keep track of settings across my different environments. Now that this is done, I want to go and change my theme. So I'm just going to go into the quick launch and I type in theme and hit enter. I prefer a dark theme. So I'm going to drop down and select dark and say OK. And now it's going to update that. So Visual Studio is now running a dark theme and I'm cool now. I want to go and change my font as well. So I just go in and select font, and I prefer Fioremano with Powerline font. So I select OK. And now again, that saved it and it's hooked up with my Microsoft account. I also want to show you extensions. So I just did Tools Extensions, and there's tons of extensions available. I select Online on the left side, and these are sorted by popularity. And there's great things in here: GitHub extensibility, Web Essentials, all kinds of great stuff. So I definitely recommend checking that out. So congratulations, you have downloaded, installed, and configured Visual Studio Community. You've learned how to hook it up with a Microsoft account, and you know that you can go back in, rerun the installer, and configure workloads later again. So continue to watch these videos, and we'll show you some things like how to create projects, how to use advanced Visual Studio features like debugging, and more. Thanks for your time.